Rob, something's making me really grumpy this week. That
Right.
that no one is calling this to their attention. So Pokemon Sword and Shield has had a bumpy ride to the
Sure. Tell
Switch.
tell me all about it, fella.
Well, I'm far from an expert on these games because there is two games, but they were canceled.
Freudian
Um,
slip.
Freudian slip. So there's been a lot of hubbub about reusing um, the big thing. There's a hashtag going right now. Oh man, I forget the name of the company.
Oh, Game
Game Freak.
Freaks.
Game
Yeah.
Freak. Yeah. So it started. There's a hashtag that started up that it's like a Game Freak are liars, something like that.
Right.
And because the big thing was they weren't going to have every Pokemon in the Pokédex. And I guess from previous games it's been cumulative that they just keep adding more and more and more and more. And there hasn't been an official like console um, Pokemon since the GameCube.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
it's all been on the portable stuff. It's all been on the DS and 3DS.
Hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah, so this is the first like console. And I mean they had a Pokemon Adventure 2 summers ago, I guess, with Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, but
Hmm.
it still wasn't an official. Because I think there was like Fire and Ice and Emerald and Red, and yeah, they've had all these games,
Sure.
but they were worried. For one, they had a big launch event for November 15th planned in Tokyo, which they do every time they launch one of these,
Hmm.
and they actually canceled it because they were afraid of um, like protesters and like people coming and making a scene, and they didn't want that negative publicity for it.
Wow.
Um, there's been there's a lot of positivity around. People are playing it and loving it, and I am curious to try. Like my brother-in-law even texted me, and I play a lot of games, and he was shocked. He sent me many shocked animated gifs when I mentioned that I've never tried one of these games, and it's just just a
Actually,
stream of
I'm pretty
shocked.
shocked. I'm pretty shocked to hear you say that. I
I've
thought you were the resident Poke guy here.
No, I'm the resident Pokemon Go guy.
Okay.
Play the
Okay.
Pokemon Go, which is not apparently this, and apparently he says it's a very good RPG. He says it's very fun,
Okay. Okay.
but that's not what's making me grumpy. This is all just stuff that's happening. So you know that there's two different games. There's Pokemon Sword and there's
Yeah.
Pokemon Shield.
Right.
They are
So what's
both.
the difference?
I'm getting to that.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So there's two. They're two full price games.
Hmm.
They're both $80 in Canada. Okay,
I'm with you so
and
far.
80% of the game, 75 to 80% of the game, is the same. But basically, you buy these games for that 20 to 25% difference, which is different Pokemon that appear in one game that don't appear in the other, and
Okay.
different upgrades, and but 75% of the game is still the same.
So you pay $160 to get 25% different.
Yeah. So this is what's making me grumpy, Rob. Like, I know that they've done this forever, but in this day and age,
Hmm.
how are they getting away with this? If there's any like, um, what's something big that just came out that's like a sequel? Borderlands 3. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
What if they had like a gold and a silver edition? And the
Right.
only and you love the game so much, but you could only get certain guns in the gold and certain guns in the silver.
It's a good analogy. That makes sense. It's
how are they getting away with this? Like people, they were protesting because they thought they were mad because they were reusing some character models from the 3DS versions. But how are people not mad that have to buy 2 games if you want to be a complete experience?
That's ridiculous.
Rob, tell me, how does that make sense?
I don't know. I've never got the whole pokey stuff here, but so if you get the one game and you beat it, does it save online these other Pokemon that you'd gotten? Like,
as far as I know, no. It's a completely separate. Like, you can't take your upgraded character over to the other game. You start right from the beginning.
So what's the
play
point
it again?
Then? So what's the playtime of one of these games? Are you looking at like 20 hours, 40 hours?
I read somewhere that someone got through one of the new ones in 25 to 30 hours.
Right. And so if you got the other game, you would have about the same time, except 20% of the monsters would be different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
I don't get why people aren't mad about this.
Oh, it sounds like they are.
About there being
there's an uproar.
About having 2 different games?
Well, it's is that not part of the whole Game Freak is liars?
No. The Game Freak is liars hashtag is I guess I never finished that. Is because they said that they didn't include the entire Pokédex, like the cumulative Pokédex, because they were improving the graphics so much and there wasn't room.
Right, and then the characters, they were comparing the wireframes back to back from the last game, and they're exactly the same. Yeah, I remember that now. Okay.
Yeah. And that's the part that people are in an uproar about, not the fact that you have to buy 2 $80 games.
Right.
That's what I would be mad about, Rob. I can't think of a game that I love so much. But there are I know that there are people that love this game like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
sure.
They've just gone out and done that. They're no problem. And good for them that they love a game that much. But I would I would not be happy.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I honestly can't think of a game right now that I would do that for. The last time I heard about something like this that had me kind of outraged like this was Blink-182, about 15 years ago. They released 3 different albums.
Okay.
And the only difference was like 1 song in each album. But if you wanted to get the entire thing, you had to buy 3 albums. And there was only 1 song difference in each one.
Albums, for those who are listening who are under 30.
Oh, it was on the compact disc.
It was on the compact disc. Okay. Yeah. I imagine most people listening remember compact discs.
Yeah.
But I guess we haven't had LPs for a while. But that's what I always think of with an album. But
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what's making me grumpy, Rob. Why are people letting this happen? Like, make a DLC.
It's true, right? It's true.
Like, that's what everybody else does.
Mm-hmm.
They put out 75% of the game, and then you have to buy the 25% as downloadable levels.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how well this sells. Maybe it will change the model just based on sales this time, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll.
From what I've been seeing, though, people are still buying it. No, even the people who are complaining about the graphics and everything and calling them liars. You're a liar, but I still bought your game.
Here's $160. Take the money.
I just had to buy it to make sure that it was actually the same wire model.
Yep.
And I'm definitely not going to play it all the way through. Definitely not.
Except I totally will.
Yeah.
Oh, well. It's a good grump.
Okay. Thank you.